Cam Johnson of the Cavs land Nets in a bold commercial setting. Several NBA teams had clear goals in mind when it came to this year's trade deadline compared to others. It would have been possible for some teams to take a different approach. The directives of some, however, were much more obvious than those of others. In the minds of many, the Cleveland Cavaliers were one of those teams. For them, the goal seemed simple: they just wanted to get their hands on a wing. While the Cavaliers have had an excellent season, they appear to be a 3-and-D wing away from genuinely challenging for the title thus far. In fact, they still do. On deadline, the Cavaliers made no major changes to their roster. That said, it's possible they were simply holding their breath until they managed to acquire a wing this summer, and that may be all they were doing. Hello Nets fans. Take the opportunity to leave that like, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell to be notified whenever there is a new video. As an example, consider a forward like Cam Johnson of the Bklyn Nets. The Bklyn Nets, on the other hand, were one of the busiest teams in the league. Just because they don't have a good one doesn't mean they don't have a good one. At the time of the trade deadline, the Nets said Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving on their team. There is no doubt that Michael Bridges is their best player at the moment. That said, there's no doubt that the situation in Brooklyn could be worse. With a platoon of elite defensive players on the roster, this team now has an impressive collection of recruiting capital. Needless to say, that recruiting capital won't help them win any games this season. There is a possibility that the Nets will be either buyers or sellers during the upcoming off-season, depending on how the rest of the season plays out. Do you think this is the right way to move Johnson if they are sellers? First, let me point out that this is a sign and exchange transaction. This summer, Johnson will be eligible for restricted free agency. In fact, that's one of the factors influencing the Nets' decision here. There is no way to predict how much Johnson will earn on the open market. Although, if the Nets aren't able to make a playoff run, they might be hesitant to commit to him should they fail to make a playoff run. It's also important to point out that this isn't a wage dump either. Osman is a capable winger. He may not be starting caliber, but he is rotation caliber. Even so, this is more about the future of the Nets than anything else. There is still some intrigue surrounding Okoro, in particular. Despite having had a disappointing NBA career thus far, he is still young enough to improve his stock in a new environment. This is a great comeback for the Nets, especially if they're looking to rebuild their roster this summer and are willing to include some second-round picks. How much should the Cavaliers give up to acquire Johnson? It is not necessary for the Cavaliers to have a superstar wing. There is already a lot of offensive talent in your team. There is no doubt that Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell are among the best defensive quarterbacks in the league. The Cavaliers may not have many options to choose from if Evan Mobley makes a big jump as a third-year player. That's exactly what Johnson needs. This is a low-usage 3-ed wing. In addition, he is also one of the best spacers in the entire NBA. With this deal, the Cavaliers are putting the finishing touches on what has been an excellent rebuild for the team. After that, they would have a perfectly balanced roster that would be capable of winning an NBA title in the future. Isn't that what they are trying to accomplish? So Nets fans, what did you think? Leave your comment on the video, take the opportunity to leave that like, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell to be notified whenever there is a new video.